our live stream. Thank you guys for being here. My name's Katie. I'm excited to help facilitate our Love of Stones tonight. And it is our finally time to give away the Pop and Stir. And I am stoked to give it away. Oh, look how it stores, by the way. You can put it inside of the lid and it'll store. So I've got one of those to give away. Hopefully you got your entries. If you didn't, no worries. Just because you're here, you're going to get entered to win. So if your name on Zoom is not your name, like it says iPhone or Samsung or something like that, you got to type in if you're a consultant or who your consultant is, your first and last name for us, or first name. If you don't want to give us your last, that's all right. We just want to make sure you get in the drawing. We've got sharing in the chat what you love to make in your stones, what kind of stones you love. And tell us, are you a consultant or are you here with your consultant? I know we have some new team members on tonight. We're so excited to have you. And we're going to get right down to business. So Pampered Chef Stoneware was the first thing that that was demoed at a cooking show. So our founder, Doris Christopher, she went to a Pampered Chef cooking party on October 15th, 1980, which means 43 years ago this month. She took her round pizza stone and she made a frozen pizza in the oven for her guests. She chopped up some veggies with the food chopper and she used a cheese grater and the Wonder Measure-All cup as well. So from those humble beginnings, Pampered Chef has developed. So I know everybody's heard of a pizza stone, but some of you may not have them. And so we wanted to kind of break down what is stoneware, how do you use it, what are some good things to think about, where do you start if you want one? And then for those of you that are have stoneware that are collecting dust, we want you to get it out. Although I will point out, if you can see in my background, I have a stone collecting dust by my plants because I think it's so pretty. It's like a backdrop. And then up here by my lights, I also have stones. They're like my decor, but I do cook with them also. The unglazed pizza stones they have had some upgrades. They're fired in a super hot kiln and fused together with two kinds of stones. So if your pizza stone or unglazed stone has this design on the back, it's actually dishwasher and soap safe. The pores are so tiny that they're not going to taste, your food's not going to taste like soap, and your cookies aren't going to taste like what you cooked on it last time. It doesn't hold the food or the smell. So we're going to get started today with talking to you a little bit about our special this month. In October, you can shop Pampered Chef stones on a discount. So if you're a consultant, you're already getting the best discount possible. And when you sign up as a consultant, you're going to get a signing bonus stone. And Erin's going to tell us about that in just 1 minute. All guests are going to get 15% off our unglazed. So if you haven't started with a stone or you want to gift a stone, maybe for Christmas time, 15% off from your consultant anytime this month. So make sure to get in touch with them. And even better, when you collect $200, just $200, which is almost always 3 orders. And some of you may be able to buy your own party for all the stones that you want, but you can get 2 60% off stoneware items as a host this month. So you could truly, after tonight, grab your consultant and say, hey, get me a link, share that link, tell people about the 15% off stoneware, and you could collect $200 in orders, get 2 stones for 60% off. And that includes our starter set, which it has 3 stones. You get them all for 60% off, and that only takes 1 of your specials. So if you didn't follow all that, please follow up with your consultant, or if you're with our team, you can check out Consultants Corner for all the specials this month to share with your customers. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Erin to get us kicked off on our demos tonight with our focaccia bread. So Erin, are you ready for us?
I'm ready. Hi, everybody. So I have been making focaccia bread since it has been in my house, and it is my kids' favorite new pantry item. And I'm really excited. I have one that's already risen and is ready to go in the oven so that I can show you what it looks like before and after it's done cooking. So really it's the easiest thing to do. So if you're even not a baker, I promise you can do this. It's just 1.5 cups of warm water, and it does say 105 to 110 degrees. So when I put my faucet to hot, I usually am just a little bit over that. I always check it with my InstaRead thermometer and make sure it's not over 110, because if it's too hot, it's going to kill the yeast and it's not going to rise like this. So you want it to be just right. You need it to be warm enough to make it rise. But that is one big tip. And then it also has olive oil. So those are the only 2 ingredients, olive oil and water. Probably have that already. I have olive oil or some sort of oil in your house. What makes it even easier is you can use a stand mixer to knead it after you've mixed it up. Our beautiful deluxe stand mixer makes it so much easier because I can actually just use the kneading hook and set it on knead to 6 minutes and let it go and walk away, and it'll do its thing, and I don't have to even remember or watch it as it's turning. So I did that earlier. One tip is that with this round stone, it does say on the package for you to use a half or fourth of a cup of oil in your pan. If you're using a 9x13 stone, like the bar stone, or even a 9x13 metal stone, a fourth of a cup will probably be good. But with this surface area, you're not covering as much. So I did about half that, about 2 tablespoons. And that's just because it's a lot smaller than a 9x13. So you didn't need quite as much oil. And this is going to be a lot thicker than if you're using a bar pan or 9x13 pan. So at this stage, what I'm going to do is I have a little tiny bit of oil in here. I'm going to get my fingers just oiled up, and you kind of like put little dimples in it, little massage just on the top, gives it a little bit of dimples. It's the fun part about this. And this has rosemary in it, and it cooks up so well. It smells really good. The last one I made into panini sandwiches on the grill and griddle. And my kids said, the next time you have friends over, you need to make those sandwiches. So that's how much they loved them. They tasted so good with this bread. And as Katie was saying, if you decide that you want to join us in this business this month, this is your sign-on bonus. One of these rosemary focaccia breads and this beautiful stone. It is very deep. You can see that. We used to have a stone that was maybe about this deep. Now it has that extra lid, and you lip on it, and you can create so many amazing dishes in this. But I'm going to put this in the oven right now and send it over to the next person so that you guys can see this when this is finished. See you later.
Awesome. I love it. So excited. Thank you, Erin. I'm actually going to be making my first taco ring ever. If you have been around, I typically will mention that my family has some food sensitivities. So like lots of times we're working around gluten or dairy or all the things, but I'm just making old school regular taco ring tonight. And my family's going to cook it for lunch tomorrow. So I'm excited to show it to you. And also I'm one of these people that kind of fly by the seat of my pants. So I didn't practice this before. And so I thought, worst case scenario, you guys are going to get to see me struggle, and that's just going to be entertaining. So my pizza stone is actually my oven cleaner as well. So I leave the lowest rack. I leave my pizza stone in there, and you can see on my stone how nice, dark, and seasoned it has gotten. And I have one roll of crescent rolls with the triangle side towards the center. I left the circle here because you can put like a bowl of salsa to dip your taco ring in once it's cooked. And that's my dog Socks helping me with the demo. If you can hear barking, yeah, that's him. And it's probably going to happen because I'm in charge of him. So I'm going to set this down so you can see. I've used my mix and chop tell me, who are my mix and chop fans? And do you like the mix and chop original or the mix and chop spatula? In here, I have just 2 tablespoons of water, Pampered Chef's taco seasoning, about two capfuls of that. And I'm going to be using some, it calls for cheddar. I had Colby Jack, and we have 2 kinds of graters. The microplane coarse grater I really love because you can do it right over the bowl. And both of these come with a food holder as well. So we're just going to put some cheese in with the taco seasoning. And make sure to keep your hands away. That's a great tip, right? So we'll mix this up. The other grater that we offer is this fun double grater, and it comes with a stand, so you can just stand it up, kind of like your old school box graters, but Pampered Chef-arized. Fine grating on this side, keeping it safe in the cabinet, right? And then your large grating on that side. Now that's going to be your fastest, right? So what other things do you guys grate besides cheese? That is, I never thought of it before, Pampered Chef, but I've really grated a lot of things over the years. All right, so now in the center on the fatter part of the ring, I'm just going to put scoops of my mixture here. And now I've made half of what it calls for on the recipe I'll share in the group, just because I know it won't all get eaten. I'm a little thrifty that way. See, I'm saving you money too. Make half. All right. So we're filling her up. And then what we'll do is fold it over and tuck, and I'm pinching it in the center. See, I'm pretending like I know what I'm talking about. I read this on the little recipe sheet right before we came. Anybody else a fake it till you make it? Look how cute it is. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so you get the gist there. Now, I wanted to give you this tip as well. It is in the cook's tip. If you are not using Pampered Chef recipes, I highly recommend, because they give you these cook's tips that make you seem like you know what you're talking about. So I've got my batter bowl. I'm sorry, this is a prep bowl. It's a 2-cup prep bowl. And this is our silicone basting brush. Isn't that fun that it has the little holder so it doesn't go like in your bigger bowls, and it just helps it stand up. So what you'll do, and this is a great tip for your homemade pretzels as well. We sell the pretzel dough. If you egg wash the top, it makes it that pretty shiny, like shiny sheen over your pastry, just like you would see it at a like from a store. So we're going to do an egg white for this one. So crack your egg, use our egg separator, right? And then mix it up, and you're going to brush the crescent roll. And that way, when you bake it, you're gonna brush the crescent roll, then sprinkle more cheese on the top, and then bake it for about 15 minutes in the oven at 350. I love that stones don't have things stick to it. So you don't have to use parchment. You don't have to use foil, just the plain unglazed stone. It's natural. It's a natural stone. It's made in the USA, all of our stones. And they're really easy to clean and care for. So we're going to talk about cleaning and caring, but before we do that, I'm going to pop it over to Kim, who is with one of my favorite products, the air fryer and our little baby stone. Kim, are you ready for us?
I am ready. So I'm going to use the very small bar stone. This fits inside of our air fryer. And I love that Katie is fumbling her way through the taco ring, because that's actually on my menu this week. It is a family favorite in our house. We make it a lot. One year I actually made a pumpkin shaped one, and for Valentine's Day I did a heart shaped one. It's just the whole thing year round. But so this is our small bar stone, and it does fit in the air fryer. It's got a little lip to help you pull it out. And I'm going to cheat tonight because my daughter for orchestra did a cookie dough fundraiser, and of course I had to support her. So I have already made cookie dough, which is really amazing. Normally I would make my own, but why not, right? So this is the Reese's Pieces kind. If you live near me, it's from Hy-Vee. Okay, so I'm going to use the scoop. These are some of my favorite things because you get evenly portioned out cookies or biscuits or whatever it is you're doing. So I just scooped it up, and then I'm just going to squeeze the handle so that it releases nice and pretty. And I'm going to do that over and over again. These are also dishwasher safe, but you can see there's a little bar that is what actually squeezes it out. And I'm going to tell you, I'm using the large scoop, which is equal to about 3 tablespoons, because I don't know where my medium scoop is, but I did tonight figure out I have 3 larges. So that's helpful. So the small one is 1 tablespoon. The medium that I can't find is 2 tablespoons. All of my larges are 3 tablespoons. That's actually how I figured out that these are all larges. And then the extra large is 4 tablespoons. So if you've ever wondered that, that's an easy way to measure. But I'm going to just do a couple more cookies because I am sacrificing my diet for you guys tonight. You're welcome. And eating cookies. Okay, so I've got them ready, and I'm gonna figure out on my phone how to flip you around. There it is. Did I? Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 because I'm gonna portion control myself. Okay, and I've got my air fryer ready. And so ignore the mess on the bottom. My husband uses our air fryer literally every single day, and he's in the other room, so I'm not gonna talk to you about how he doesn't clean that up. Okay, so I'm gonna close that up. And then I'm going to do the custom setting. I'm going to play with this, and I'm going to do 5 minutes, but watch it because I normally do medium and not large. And then I am going to keep it at the 350. I'm going to press the button, and it's going to be in there baking, and I didn't even have to preheat my oven. I promise I won't eat them till you see them.
Okay. Feel free to let us know when they're ready so you don't have to wait too long.
Okay.
I love that tip because I mean, truly, you're saying you're sabotaging your diet for us, but actually, like in my shoes, if I make a whole batch of cookies, I'm eating a lot more than 3. So like you're saving calories by using this. That's what I think. So, all right. So I have my cutie little, look at that tiny little ring. I could do that on the personal size one. So if any of you guys need to cook for 1 or 2, there, you just saw it firsthand from me, first timer. You can do 1 can of crescent rolls, half the batch, and make a little cute little one on your smaller pizza stone. Now, I want to give this tip, and then I'm going to hand it over to Jessie because she is going to show us some differences in seasoning and talk a little bit about that and her tips. But one thing that you do want to be aware of, especially if you have our stones that have been around pre-2018, like if yours does not have that design, the little waffle design on the bottom, you really want to be careful to make sure that you evenly space your food. So let's say you're making roasted potatoes. You're going to want to make sure they're evenly spaced, and cookies too, like make sure they're evenly spaced because that's going to keep the heat evenly spaced and even on the stone. And if you have like an unfortunate loss, like a crack or something like that, typically you had like a lot of food on one side, or there was a really big open space on another piece. So that's one tip that I have for you, is to evenly space the food and use a smaller stone if you don't need. So like in my case, even though I have the newer stone, so it's not as big of a deal, but with an older stone, I want a smaller one for my smaller ring. There was something else. Oh, that was funny. Let me go ahead. I'm going to shoot it over to Jessie. She was going to show us a little bit about the difference when you wash the stone in the dishwasher and with soap versus when you just use warm water. And there's all kinds of little cleaning tips, and hopefully we'll popcorn around and mix it up so that you can hear all the different tips. If you have a stoneware tip, start thinking of what that is and either be ready to pop it in the chat or tell us live, because we're going to do a little round robin with some other tips. Jessie, are you there? You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's hear it, girl.
Okay. So I wanted to show you guys the difference between my stoneware that I have. I have the newer version of them that's dishwasher safe. And I will be completely honest, before coming becoming a consultant, I was like, I don't want any part of that because you have to hand wash it. And I'm a type of person who does not like to do dishes. My dishwasher is there for a reason, right? So when they told me that I could start putting these in the dishwasher, heck yeah, I'll do it. So this is my bar pan that I dishwash. I have these little scrapers that come with all of the stoneware. Just scrape everything off and I throw it into my dishwasher. I don't rinse it. I don't do anything with it. And this is what it looks like every time. So I got this piece and my pizza stone at the same time. This one, on the other hand, has never been in the dishwasher. It is super seasoned. This is my catch-all. This I store in my stove on the bottom rack. And when I go to use it, I just take my scraper and I scrape it all off. This doesn't have a ledge on it, so it makes it super simple. Just scrape it all off in the trash, and then I cook with it. And then when I'm done with it, I put it back on the bottom rack. I absolutely love that because it is larger and it catches everything, guys. And it does. And look how seasoned it is. It would never look like this because if I had to store it with all my other pans, it would be going in the dishwasher like this one. So those are, and these things are amazing, and they come with all of the stoneware. I use it for everything. And this month is a discount on all the stoneware. So if you see any pieces tonight, now is the time to do it before October is over because they're all discounted. So those are my tips and tricks, dishwasher or not.
Thank you. Okay, I love it. And so if you have food that's ready and you want to show it, Erin or Kim, has it been 5 minutes, Kim? You need to eat your cookies? No, not yet. Okay. So I wanted to open it up for some quick tips from all of our consultants. And actually, people have been buying Pampered Chef for 40 years now. So I know that some of you have some great tips for what do you love to cook on your stones? How do you keep them clean? How do you store them? And I would love to know what are your tips. So if you're willing, come off of mute and share your quick tip. Or if you don't want to, you can pop it in the comments. And Lisa is actually taking attendance tonight. And if you share a stone tip, ask a question, or and it can be about stones, or you can ask about hosting a party or becoming a consultant as well. But ask us some questions. You're going to get an entry when you're participating. So we're going to take about 5 minutes to do this, at least until Erin's meal is ready to show us as well. So who wants to go first?
Katie, I can show you.
Great.
Okay, so I'm going to flip you guys around. This is my closet of all of the things. And so my husband actually bought, I think these are like pan racks. I'm trying to give you some light. And so my stones are just nicely in those, as well as my grill plates and then my cast irons down here in the larger ones. But this lets me just pull whichever one I need out. So this is the spot right here that I pulled from tonight. And my pizza stones are back there, and then they don't stack on each other and crack and break.
That is top notch, Kim. That is amazing. I was all excited to show you guys that I too used like a little oven rack. This is my stoneware cabinet. So I've got one of those things. You can pick them up at Amazon or Walmart or whatever, but storing my stones. And you can see these are my newer ones that I can wash with soap. These are the ones I've had for 12 or plus years. But yeah, I love having them organized that way. My son used to be like, oh, I hate washing stones. I'm like, dude, just like wipe it and it's clean. It's so easy. So a lot of times people are thinking like, oh, they look dirty, right? But actually the darker they look, the better they cook. There's nothing wrong. That's our seasoning. And it's going to take time. And for whatever reason, it's not evenly becoming dark. So you should be really proud of any blackness that that shows up. And I actually, in our Facebook group, have a question out there like, show us your stone. I would love for you guys to show us your stones there as well. Okay, who else has a tip or a storing tip or a cleaning tip? Who
I
can?
do want to jump in real quick. Oh crap, now I lost it. Someone had said in the chat about not preheating, but the new stoneware, you can actually preheat, broil, and dishwash. So I just wanted to point that out if you have the new version.
Awesome. Brenda asked, she inherited our mini loaf stone. If I remember right, the 4 equals 1. So you should be able to do 4 with 1 mix, but does anyone know for sure? Because the only other answer would be 2. I think though, that it's 4 mini loaves to 1 large loaf pan. Who else has a tip for us?
This is my 40-year-old, because I got this in 1985, I believe. So it's not quite 40 years old. This is the first stone I ever received. It's not dishwasher safe, but it is my most used stone. It's my favorite stone. I make flatbread pizzas on it. I like it better because it spreads out better. I can put 2 flatbread pizzas on it, whereas on my regular pizza stone, I can't. You can see it's starting to get seasoned too, but not quite as good. I love the new stoneware, but I'm still a favorite old school.
Yeah. And you know what? That rectangle stone is one that's never been discontinued. So I feel like it is a solid choice, such a good one. So I'm with you. I feel like you have like a relationship with the stones over time, like they're with you for so long. My favorite thing is I like the medium bar pan. I love to make my brownies in it. They just come out perfect. And cookies, like they can accidentally be in longer and it doesn't burn. Kim, are you ready to show us? I feel like she's staring at her cookies.
Okay, so it's beeping at me. I ended up doing, I think 8 minutes because they weren't quite done. And I used the back of the scoop to squish them down. But yeah, they're ready for me. Can you see that?
They look good. My favorite thing about air fryer cookies
So good.
is like almost like a little crispy on the outside and like nice and gooey on the inside. Oh, they're so good. I want some cookies.
They smell amazing.
I love it.
I am gonna let it cool off, I promise.
Hey, Katie.
Yeah.
We do have a question in the chat.
Is it Sue's question?
Yes.
Okay, so I saw that Sue asked. She got a stone from eBay. My gosh, this dog really wants to be famous. She said it feels a little chalky. And so when your stones look and feel dried out, you just want to cook something really like high fat or high oil on them. So Sue, I actually know that on my computer somewhere, I've got like 30 recipes for the fluted stone. I think you should make like a box mix cake with like the full blown oil and season that thing up. Now, another option you have is you could oil it before you cook in it with like a basting brush, just 1 or 2 times, try to get that seasoning to happen a little bit more. I think that'll help. Likely someone probably like didn't know that they couldn't use soap on it or something like that. So I think cooking with it will help. Anybody else have an idea or tip if your stones get dried out or chalky looking?
I add oil to it and then I bake it for a few minutes and then I take it out and clean it.
That's a good idea. Yes. Kind of like your cast iron idea. Yeah, that's good. Carla says she scrapes a stone and then wipes it with a Norwex cloth, which that's a great happy medium if you are wanting to be able to really wash it. That's a great idea. Who else has a tip for us? Popcorn, some ideas. What do you make on your stones? Not just pizza, right?
So last night we had soup, and so we both wanted some biscuits. So I didn't have any beer bread mix, so I made the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits and made those on my rectangular stone. Slid right off. It was awesome.
I love those. Oh, I do have a tip. That reminds me, if you make our pretzels, like our soft pretzels, if you lightly coat with flour underneath, they won't stick. That's the only thing I've ever had stick to my stone was the soft pretzel mix. Can't think of a tip. That's okay. No problem. But making cookies on the bar pan, I love it. Yeah, I don't even use metal myself.
Katie, I do have a question on Facebook. So this one is, I had a stone a long time ago and quit using it because food stuck to it. So did I do something wrong?
So that's what the scrapers are for. So the more you use it, the more non-stick it gets. So, over time, that seasoning makes it a slicker surface. So the first few times that you use it, there is that potential, if it's dry and not a very fatty food, it could stick. So I would just keep using it and use it for things like what Tammy shared, or, even Julie, brushing it with oil for a few times, getting that non-stick coating to begin. That will really help. And a lot of people don't realize, like, you can soak your stones. So what I do, like, especially the bar pan, if I make brownies, for example, like right now, brownies, I could just clean it with my finger, it will come off. But if it sticks, or you have to scrape it or something, you can just fill that up with water, walk away, and then it wipes clean after a little soaking. They really are easy to clean. But if it's sticking, I would just keep cooking and choose something that's higher fat content, like the biscuits or something like that, for the first few times. Making and roasting vegetables in the small bar pan in the air fryer. I love that tip. Use our crushed peppercorn and garlic. Bread pan comes clean. Apple dumplings. Oh, Bonnie, I'm coming to your house. Bonnie makes me hungry every time she comments on something. She must be the best cook. Pot pies, taco bowls. Goodness, guys.
Hey, Katie, can I interrupt you, Katie? Because my house smells so good right now, and I just want to show you guys what this looks like when it's all done. And it is right here. This is the focaccia bread. It is so good. I really just want to dig in right now. That's how amazing it is. And if you didn't see, I have all of the new fall stoneware that was just released right here. Isn't it pretty? One thing I love about Pampered Chef is that they kind of go with what's in. So we had a really pretty cranberry colored stoneware. We had this like beautiful gray stoneware too, that's glazed. And now we have a beautiful white. So this really will go with any kitchen. There is a 8x8 stone baker pan, and you can actually cook on this tray too, or use it as a serving tray. There's a recipe that is really good in our Season's Best that has like chicken, and you put toast on top, and then you finish it off at the end with that on top. And then we have the mini baker right here. We have a large and a mini, and this is like makes the perfect little breads or stuffed peppers. It's great if you're cooking for two, but definitely get the focaccia bread, especially since it's on sale right now. So all our mixes are on sale. So stock up right now. They make great gifts too.
Erin, I want you to show them the side of that square, because we used to sell the 8x8, but it is deeper. And I've had 2 people mention how much deeper it is and how great that is for your baking.
Yeah.
And it's the same for the
So
round.
there's my hand. I mean,
I think it's like
I don't have very big hands, but it's pretty deep.
Yeah, that's great. I just wanted to point that out because that has a nice selling point for a lot of people. I don't make a lot of like casserole dishes, but I've had several people say that, and the same with the deeper sides is just a nice thing. Our pie plate's the same way. It's deeper than what you can find other places.
Yeah.
Green bean.
Absolutely.
Aaron, there was something else that you said. Oh, you're making paninis. Tell us about how you're using that bread tomorrow.
Oh, actually, I'm going to be doing on Saturday, not tomorrow. So they moved me, but I will be making paninis on the grill and griddle. I did it for another event that we did, and my kids absolutely loved it. So basically, you just take it out and slice it the horizontal way, And we did half at a time and then made like individual sandwiches based on what we liked. Like I had turkey and bacon and spinach, and I made cream cheese with black garlic seasoning, and that was on both sides with some mushrooms. And then for my vegetarian daughter, she just had cheese, but they all said it was the best sandwiches, and I agree.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, we can't wait. And Erin was mentioning that she's doing a video in our Fall Fun Fest. So if you haven't checked out the Fall Fun Fest on Facebook, it's a separate group, but you can win like electric products without even buying anything. So you want to watch for that. And if you're not in, get in there because it's going through the weekend. So all right, this is our last call for our popcorn of all the stoneware tips and ideas. I also have a Stoneware 101 video that I'll share in our group that I think is really helpful if you're new to stoneware. But anyone else have something to share? Stones are safe for the microwave. Yes. Reheating things. Yeah, we make our nachos in the air fryer on that little one like Kim used in the air fryer when it's just, just one person that needs it. Okay, well, speaking of popcorn, you guys ready to see who won the Pop and Stir? Of course you are. All right, so Lisa is going to be adding everybody that asked a question or shared a tip. We'll give a couple of door prizes away, but I took the last month and we just kind of took over our workshop group with demos and sharing. And when you hosted or joined our team, you got entries. You guys, there's over 700 entries in this Pop and Stir. So you guys enjoyed it. Bonnie asked a question about not supposed to use foil with your stone. You don't need foil. I don't know if there's a supposed to reason or not, but you definitely don't need it. So here's our Pop and Stir. We made some candied nuts for you last workshop, and you guys have loved this. This has become my favorite new like fun thing. I love making the candied nuts and popcorn. It has a bowl or lid both on it, and so we are going to give one away tonight as our first prize. Let me grab our wheel of names. You can't even see the names. There's so many on here. Okay. I am dying to find out who won. I don't usually do things for a whole month. Okay, can we see this? Yes. So it was a really long time coming. I can't wait to see. Oh, like we have no idea. It's so fun. Oh my gosh, congrats, Linda. Linda, I think has some, she was one that had more entries than most because she just joined our team. So welcome to Team Climb, Linda. We're so glad you're here. I think she's on, so you should be celebrating. And I happen to personally know that you already purchased 2 of those, so we can get you an alternate gift if you desire, but I'll leave that up to you. All right, well, that was so fun. What do we say we do some of our attendance prizes? Let's do 3 winners from tonight. You get an entry for attending and for all of your tips and tricks that you shared. Ready, Lisa?
I am. Let me find my share screen. There it is. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do winner number 1. Julie. Congratulations, Julie.
Congrats.
All right, let's do number 2. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Right on the line.
Yay! Congratulations, Brenda. All right, and our final winner. Oh my gosh. Right on the line, Gina. Congratulations, Gina.
Awesome, man. They made that one tense tonight. Okay, so Julie, Brenda, Gina, Happy Mail is coming your way. I will need Gina. I will need your address. So send that to your consultant to send to me, or you can send me a Facebook message if you would like to. That either way is good.
Katie, I'll get Gina's.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
I got her.
Oh, hey, Bob. Enjoy the cookies. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Our announcement for our next workshop, we will be doing our next workshop on December 7th. And we picked that day very strategically because it's right in the middle of our 12 days of Christmas. So our team does 12 days of Christmas party every single year, and our leadership team takes a day at a time, and we make it fun, a prize every day, and you will get entries to the daily prizes when you attend our workshop on the 7th. So mark it in your calendar, 7 o'clock Central. It'll be right here on the same Zoom and Facebook Live. Our theme will likely have something to do with the holiday coming right up, but we will make sure that it is fun and valuable. If you have any tips for us on what you would like to see, or products that you have at home that you really need some help, we would love to break that down as well. So congrats again to our winners. Congrats to Linda for winning our Pop and Stir. If you have questions or need anything, you can stick around, but I'll go ahead and stop our